Hello to all my conservative free spirits. I know that it has been quite some time since I have been on YouTube, but I just wanted to deliver a message today. I wanted to do something different. So, this message is going to be for everyone, regardless of your sex, your gender, affiliation, identification, regardless of your zodiac sign or your elemental that you or the element that you fall under, regardless of any of that. We're not doing any confines today, any restrictions. So, and of course, whenever you watch this video is the proper time for you. As you all know, we do have all 12 zodiac signs in our birth chart. We have all 12 houses, and it just really depends on what houses you have planets in or not. So you could certainly have planets in your house or not, depending on what degree they are in. So when you hear people stating that, they may have this in their chart, they may have that in their chart, you may want to look at them a little different. They may not know what they are talking about. Today, I am grateful that a lot of you are coming out of a type of mental bondage that you have been in. A situation, a thought, an idea has been keeping you stressed out. It's been keeping you emotionally unstable. It's been keeping you restricted. You may have been observing a situation in one way because you really could not understand what was actually happening in the situation. And so that was boggling your mind. But I feel as if you are or have come out of some sort of mental prison. You may have made amends with someone. You may have decided to forgive yourself, forgive the other person. You may have gotten another opportunity that was simply just a lot better than the opportunity that kind of confused you or that held you in prison or that you felt that you lost. Even if it held you in like a financial prison, we can be very stressed out over, finances. We can be mentally stressed out over finances. We can be mentally stressed out over our hearts being broken or feeling as if we've been deserted or lied to or lied on or whatever the case may be. We can be mentally disturbed about actions taken and actions not taken. So I really feel today, many of you, or you, that conservative free spirit, you have come out of a self-induced mental bondage or a matter of fact mental bondage today. So I say congratulations to you. Bear with me. The tower moment, of course, is over. Whatever you would consider the tower moment It's over. It has happened. You did lose your job. You did have the argument. You did have the misunderstanding. You did have the heartbreak. You did have the confusion. You did have the money loss. Whatever your situation was, it did happen. It was, matter of fact, it did happen. Or whatever you self-impose, whatever story you created, it did occur. It's real to you, and it made you feel some kind of way, and it put you into a certain space, a certain mental, physical, emotional vibration. It's over. I encourage you today to simply be grateful. Think about some things that you are in fact grateful for. For example, I'm grateful that I got another opportunity. I'm grateful that the situation is over and done. I'm grateful that I am healing. I'm grateful that my heart is mending. I'm grateful that, whatever you can fill in the blank with. I'm grateful that I had someone to talk to when that situation occurred. I'm grateful that I was able to see all sides of the situation. So that way I didn't share it with anyone. I didn't attack anyone. I didn't belittle anyone. I just waited, and, the person came to apologize, or we had a communication, or I went to apologize, but we had some sort of communication that, made it subside, or I just simply moved on. It's all about perception now. You can continue, for those of you, you can continue to dwell in the past. You can continue to be in the midst of the storm. Or you can decide to see the blue skies. You can decide to speak healing and wellness and greatness over your life. You can begin to speak that this thing, this thought, this idea has been defeated and that you are a conqueror. Or you can continue to dwell in it. Now, remember, I stated that this is real to you. So I'm not trying to downplay whatever this situation is, because this is your situation. Whatever the first thing that came to mind was, this is your situation. It is real to you. It is as real as you desire and want it to be. But it's also as small or as over, as done, as over, as done as you want it to be. You always have choices. Always. You always have choices. You may not have the best choices or the choices that you actually want, but they're there. You can continue to be in the storm. You can continue to talk about this situation to others, which is unhealthy. Because then when you finally move on from it, then someone else is like, hey, what about this? What about that? So you'll learn the lesson to stop doing that, to stop sharing everything with everyone, because you'll get tired of people bringing back up the situation, opening the wounds and the scars once you have moved on and healed, and they're still reminding you of it. You'll learn that lesson. And you'll also learn the lesson that when you do talk about it, to be very mindful. Because what if the situation is reconcilable, and you have spoken so ill of the person or the situation or the company or the object or whatever, and then you make amends with it, you heal, and then people see you out with the person, the situation, the object, they hear about you, they see you, they talk to you, and then that's another issue. So you'll learn that lesson as well, to be mindful who you talk to and to be mindful what you say. You will certainly learn that lesson. You will also learn the lesson of perception. You'll also learn the lesson of the decisions that you have, the choices that you have. Sometimes the choices suck, but they're there. Sometimes the choices are amazing, but they're there. I encourage you, I urge you today to see the blue skies, the clear skies, to speak yourself out of your situation, to think yourself out of your situation, to move yourself, to movement yourself out of your negative situation, for those of you who are still stuck in this very real situation. For the others of you who are not, today is the day that you have come out of bondage. Congratulations. Now, I encourage you to continue to be alert. I encourage you to be alert for situations that are similar to the way that this person sounded, the situation sounded, the way that it began, the way that it presented itself to you, the way that you got entangled in this situation, the way that you talked yourself into this situation. Something sounds familiar. So when something like this approaches you or comes to you again, you should be able to say, it sounds familiar, it looks familiar, this feels familiar, my thoughts are familiar, this weird feeling feels familiar. I'm doing the same things. I'm in the same situation. I'm behaving the same way. I'm carrying on the same way. I'm talking the same way. Something's not right. This is very reminiscent of what was, and I don't want that because I came out of that. So before it's too late, you will be able to observe the familiarity of the catastrophic events that have occurred if you have learned your lesson. The lesson is to recognize the red flags, the hints of the catastrophic events, the minimal, the small, minute irritants that will occur, that may occur, before they turn into towers, before they turn into explosions, before they turn into high blood pressures, before they turn into arguments, before they turn into disconnects, disrespects. That's the lesson. Recognize the red flags before it gets too deep, before you get caught up again. You will recognize the red flags. I encourage you to recognize the red flags. It's all about perception. Some of you feel that there was an injustice. Excuse me. Some of you know that there was an injustice that occurred to you or that you carried out on someone or something else. It is over. I encourage you to move on from it. I think getting out of the house, changing your surroundings is really going to be what aids you to move forward. Not necessarily looking for anything. So, say for example, if some situations have occurred at work and you usually eat with these people or go out to lunch with them, maybe now you need to start going to, go to walk on your own as opposed to just hanging out with everyone. Okay, I got to know everyone. I know how they behave. So now let me move around, because it seems as if the issue was how you got caught up, how you ended up in the tower moment to begin with, was because you got very comfortable, you got very complacent. Everyone knew about you, but you didn't really know about everyone else. Everyone knew what you do and how you moved and how you thought, how you spoke, but you didn't really know about anyone else. You knew pieces, you knew bits and pieces. You didn't really know about, what was going on. You're good now. It's your perception. Get out. Get out of the routine. Break the routine. That's something else that's going to really help you as well. Break the routine. A lot of you can be very afraid of how people view you, that people are going to be looking at you different. You're damn right. Everyone's looking at you differently now, whether it's good or bad. You're absolutely right. They're thinking differently. They're thinking less of you. They're thinking more of you. You're right. You're absolutely right. They're thinking a certain way of you. They're thinking you're a hero. They're thinking you're a wimp. They're thinking that you're a conqueror, but they did not win. You won. Move on. Decide to move on. Decide to let it go. I don't think you have to show them anything. I keep hearing that. I'm going to show them. I'm going to do this to show them. You don't have to do anything. Move on. Change the way you talk. Change who you talk to. Move on. Change how you act, how you behave, where you go, how you go. Move on. You don't have to show anyone anything. You don't have to succumb to the conversation when others bring up, that situation again. That's your choice. Everything's your choice. No one has dominion over you. It's your choice. Think before you speak. Think before you act. Have a plan. Thank you, conservative free spirits, for your time. Thank you for liking this video, commenting on this video, sharing this video. Thank you for subscribing to my channel, Conservative Free Spirit. I hope that this message found you well and has enlightened you and has helped you. It's not anything that you don't already know. Sometimes we do need a reminder, a refresher. Take care.